In 2017, 2,183 people in Spain became organ donors after they died. They made 5,260 transplant surgeries possible, including over 1,000 liver transplants and more than 3,000 kidney transplants. In January 2018, UK organ donations were at their highest ever level, but that was still less than half the level of Spain. An intriguing study found that British expats in Spain were far more likely to donate an organ than their counterparts back home. In fact, the rate of donation was comparable to native Spaniards. But why? Spain has a presumed consent system.
Whoa.
Only 13% of people refuse donation of their loved one's organs. The rate of refusal is significantly higher in England, at 37%. But there are more reasons behind Spain's success. Although presumed consent was introduced in Spain in 1979, it was only with the introduction of the Organización Nacional de Trasplantes, the National Transplant Organization, a decade later, that the donation rates really began to improve. Transporting a donor organ in time can be a real challenge. A heart may last for just 4 hours, a liver up to 8 hours, the pancreas only 7, kidneys perhaps as much as a day. It falls to coordinator teams in hospitals across Spain to know which patients want to donate their organs in the event that they die, and, crucially, to find out if their loved ones consent to this after the patient's death. It is often end-of-life conversations that doctors and nurses have with patients and their families through which consent is given. Taking the time to introduce organ donation to a patient's relatives makes it much more likely that they will consent in the event of death. In Spain, it is increasingly common to find donors in their 70s, 80s, and in a few cases, their 90s. Last year, the oldest deceased donor was 91. Organ transplants can have great cost savings too. By performing thousands of kidney transplants a year and keeping patients off dialysis, healthcare systems can save over twice the cost of all their solid organ transplants. 5 years of hemodialysis, which uses an artificial kidney outside the body to filter blood, would cost over €160,000 more per patient than a transplant. All things considered, it is far more likely that you will require a donor organ than die in conditions that allow for the donation of your own organs. Spain has led the world in organ donation for decades. So, what's stopping other countries catching up?